Hey friends, my name is Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about first trimester tips, tricks, and must-haves. I want to basically just mash them all together and make this a great informational video for new moms. Maybe, this is your first pregnancy, or even for moms who've been pregnant multiple times. I mean, I've found every single pregnancy I've kind of learned a new tip or a new trick or something that works. And sometimes, because every pregnancy can be completely different, you have to try a bunch of things to see what works for you. So today I want to share all my tips, tricks, and must-haves. Hopefully you'll learn something new. All right, so obviously let's just start this off with, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a healthcare professional. I know nothing. I am just a mom who's been pregnant, a couple of times. And I'm looking to share my knowledge with others because I found certain things that, were helpful for me during pregnancy. And I know sometimes just moms sharing with moms can be super helpful. So just know this isn't medical advice or anything like that. Talk to your healthcare professionals, all that good stuff, right? Okay, just covering my butt there. Moving on, let's get to the fun parts. So let's talk tips for the first trimester. I mean, honestly, this could be a huge range. So these are just my top 3 tips that I've kind of learned throughout all of my pregnancies, things that I like to pass on specifically to first-time moms just to help encourage and you can do this. Number 1, sleep when baby is sleeping. It's probably the only time in life that this actually comes in handy. I know they say that after the baby is here, and I'm like, no, that doesn't work because there's dishes and laundry and stuff. Oh, sometimes I need to eat, so there's that too. I know sleep when baby's sleeping seems like a huge contradiction, but I actually find that during pregnancy, especially if this is your second or third or whatever pregnancy, this comes in really, really handy. Now, this is my first pregnancy where I've ever had a very, very little one. I found out I was pregnant when my daughter was 9 months old. Big surprise there. But so I had a little one who is still napping twice a day. And of course, through the first trimester, you're exhausted. It was hard. So this is the one time I can truly say sleep when baby is sleeping. I would put my youngest down for her morning nap, and I would usually set the older 2 up with, a movie or a quick cartoon, and I would take a snoozer because there were certain days I wasn't making it. I was dying. So I'm even during nap times, I remember when I had my first and I was pregnant with my second, I would specifically, he'd go down for a nap, and so would mama, because sleep is very, very necessary, and it's really hard to get when you have lots of children. So, if you are pregnant with your, second, third, whatever baby, sleep while your babies are sleeping. Do it. Tip number 2 is try juicing. This is actually something I found with my very first pregnancy. During the first trimester, I am just super smell sensitive. I get very, very nauseous. It's horrible. And so I struggle to eat healthy foods. I struggle to eat anything at all. Ugh, it's just nasty. And so I was, really stressed that I wasn't getting enough nutrition and a good diet and all that good stuff. I found I had a lot easier time drinking things than eating. If it came to spinach or something, I mean, you could not pay me $1 million to swallow a bite of spinach. But if I threw it in the juicer with an apple, some carrots, a lemon, I would drink it no problem. I also would juice a little bit of ginger because obviously that can help with nausea. Juicing has literally done wonders for me. I usually do it all throughout my entire pregnancy because I struggle with low hemoglobin now and again, and so leafy greens are huge. Well, you can only eat so many leafy greens, but you can juice a lot really easily. Tip number 3, and this one might be kind of silly, not really. During the first trimester, you're hormonal. Let's just be honest. I mean, hormones are raging. You're exhausted. You're most likely nauseous, if not puking your guts out every 5 seconds. It's rough. So number 1, don't be afraid to ask for help. Number two, it is okay to say no. During the first trimester, we've just kind of made a general rule. We don't usually share until we're about 12 weeks along. So I'm usually past most of the yucky stuff, but nobody knows that I am like legit miserable all the time. And sometimes I just have to say no to family gatherings. And if people get their panties in a bundle, it's fine. You know, a couple weeks later, they will finally understand why I was being a little bit rude and snotty and wouldn't go. But I'm like, for my own sanity, sometimes I just have to say no. So, huge suggestion here. I'm gently letting you know those mama hormones are raging and you have every excuse to lay low, to take a break, you know, not to do too much. It's okay. Let's dive into my top 3 tricks for the first trimester. It's always hard to go, okay, why is it a trick and not a tip? Because certain things you just kind of learn, you're like, ooh, that's really tricky and I never knew that. So, number 1, eat every 2 hours or even closer together. Make sure that you're snacking to help keep your blood sugar up. Typically, when your blood sugar drops, that's when you get super nauseous, out of your mind crazy, and like things just go wrong. I noticed that the days that I specifically work on just eating a little, I'm not talking about like a huge thing, like I'm talking like a little snack, a handful of almonds, a clementine, just little snacks here and there to help keep your blood sugar up is so helpful. It helped me with my kids to be more patient, helped me have a teeny tiny bit more energy during the first trimester, but mainly it really, really, really helps with nausea. So just make sure that you're snacking little bits here and there. Even I remember there's been certain times I'll bring snacks up into my room, and in the middle of the night when I get up to go pee, yes, I take a bite or two because your blood sugar drops so low during the night when you don't eat anything. That's usually why most women struggle with morning sickness in the morning. So, eat up. Which leads me to trick number 2. Have you ever researched watermelon? Oh my gosh, watermelon. So number 1, that's like one of my biggest cravings during the first trimester, and I now understand why. It has tons and tons of water in it, which is what your body needs, but also the natural sugars in it and vitamins and minerals can help balance out nausea. What? It was one of those things where suddenly it clicked with me why my body was craving watermelon. During the first trimester, I can eat an entire watermelon in a day or 2. Like that's what I eat every night before bed. It's just one of those things. I snack on watermelon. And finally, when I actually researched it, there are real scientific reasons why your body might crave watermelon. So keep some watermelon on hand for the first trimester because it actually can help you not be so nauseous. That leads me to trick number 3. Obviously, with all of this snacking, you might gain a pound or 2. And really, it's not even the snacking. I'm bloated. That first trimester, I'm just big bubble bloat. My stomach is so sensitive and painful. Ugh, I hate it. So, one of the tricks that I learned along the way was to pull out my fat pants. Yes, I pull out my pair of jeans that, you know, only seem to fit at Christmas after you've gained those 5 to 10 pounds. Then you lose them again. You kind of tuck them away in the closet. You're like, I'm never touching those again. Pull those out. They're very, very handy. And don't be embarrassed for a second if people look at you and are like, oh, she's back in her fat pants. Whatever. They will know eventually. It'll all be okay. But it helps me because a lot of times I can't do the maternity jeans because the belly bands don't stay up and they're just awkward and sliding down. And so I found if I basically kind of just size up to a pair of stretchy fat pants, it works really well. Also, of course, you know, leggings are a great option during the first trimester. Those work too, but sometimes you do need a good pair of jeans. Fat pants. All right, last but not least, let's talk about some of my must-have items during the first trimester. Of course, everybody needs their prenatal vitamin. These are Perfect Prenatal Multivitamins by New Chapter. I started using these my very first pregnancy. They came highly recommended to me through the birthing center I was using. And then since becoming pregnant and kind of reading a couple different blog posts, I've seen them everywhere. So they seem like a very commonly suggested multivitamin. Again, you know, make sure you're talking to your healthcare professional and all that. I don't know anything. I just know for me, these have worked really, really well, which actually, here's another little tip or trick or whatever you want to say. So for these, the serving size is actually 3 tablets, and I didn't realize until just recently, where does it even say that? Oh yeah, so it says 3 tablets for best results, take throughout the day. I was like, oh, usually I just took them in the morning, took them all at once and didn't think about it again. So I've actually been more intentional about, I take 1 in the morning and then usually I leave the 2 by my giant water cup. And I take another one at lunchtime, and I usually take another one like right before dinner. You can take these on an empty stomach also. But I found that taking them throughout the day, again, it's just helping balance your body a little bit more, get you the nutrients you need all day. So that's been a huge thing for me too. Get a good set of prenatal vitamins. Don't skimp on these. Must have number 2. I would highly suggest for the first trimester, you invest in a good acne cream. I'm like, super embarrassing to have to say that, and maybe you're not one of the moms who breaks out during the first trimester, but I find my hormones start going crazy, and I'm the pimple queen. It is horrible and so embarrassing that during this time that, you know, you want to be all glowy and stuff. I mean, you're already miserable. You're probably puking your guts out. You feel bloated, and then it's like, hello, pepperoni face. So I've been using Beauty Counter for quite a while now. I absolutely love this. Is their all over acne treatment. And then this one is like the heavy hitter. It's called the SOS Acne Spot Treatment. And you just like put it on, you know, just dab it on those spots. It doesn't dye your towels, which is awesome. But I love these 2, use them all the time. They are a safer and more natural company, and they work for all the non-toxic products and all that. So if you're looking for something good that is safe during pregnancy, I highly recommend these. I have a link below if you want to check it out. Must have number 3. What the heck is this? So this is something that I was sent during my pregnancy with Aurora. This is called a May band. So there's a piece of Velcro here and then 2 on either side. And all that you do with this awesome little sucker, as you can see, it's stretchy, is you put it in the front of your jeans, loop it around your belt loops, and then you secure it. I'm trying to show you. You secure it wherever you need to. So you can tighten it way up or you can loosen it way out. This little doohickey lets you wear your normal everyday pants basically as long as you want throughout your pregnancy. It was one of those like $1 million inventions. You're like, why didn't I think of that? I've always used the rubber binder trick where, you know, you feed it through your buttonhole and then you loop it around your binder. Problem with that is your zipper will split open, and so you always look like your zipper's down. It's not a good look. This, on the other hand, is very secure and it holds your pants closed and it keeps like your zipper closed, so nobody would know the difference. And again, if you're like us and you don't announce right away, you can stay in your normal jeans and nobody gets, you know, tipped off to the fact that you're wearing maternity jeans already. These little doohickeys, I will link below. You can find them on Amazon. They're not expensive or anything. Obviously, you can reuse it as much as you want. It's awesome. I would highly recommend this. All right, literally, I feel like I could go on and on and on giving advice and sharing about the first trimester and just suggestions, because really, the first trimester is so hard. But it's okay if you're in the first trimester, just know it does get better. I'm like, that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Just focus on the fact it will get better. It will. Keep your water bottle handy, get a nice big cup, drink and drink and drink and drink. Tons of water, lots of it. Drink it all up. Don't forget to sleep. Wear your comfy pants. Take it easy. You're growing a human. That's huge. This is also a time to eat what you can, when you can. Stop trying to force feed yourself salads if that's only gonna make you sick. Eat some food, it's okay. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. If you are looking for more must-have items, I also shared a blog post with even more ideas. I have links in there. I linked to my favorite maternity leggings, also some support tank tops that I found super helpful for my belly. Just stuff. I've got more stuff in that blog post. It's linked below if you're interested. And again, if you're going through your first trimester, you can do it. Lastly, make sure you're subscribed. I'll be doing more maternity stuff. I'll be doing some day in the life videos. all that fun stuff. So make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Come find me on Instagram. I'm a lot more fun on there, I promise. And I'll see you next time. Bye.